Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ananya Jain and I'll be your anchor for today. This webinar will help you get career advice and get placed in the space industry. Are you all excited? Well, let's get started. Sudan's Tech welcomes all of you for this wonderful webinar. We really appreciate you taking some time off your busy schedule to attend this and learn something exciting and new. Well, let's continue the spirit throughout the webinar and for the upcoming ones as well. Today's talk is basically on careers in the space industry with none other than Mr. Shivam K Singh. Shivam K Singh is the founder and CEO at the Spaceonova. He is a Guinness World Record holder, a public speaker, and a citizen scientist. Without further ado, Sudan's Tech welcomes Mr. K Singh. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Ananya, for such a wonderful introduction. And hey, guys, I hope you all are excited. And if yes, just write boom in the chat section, and I would know that you all are, aware and ready for this amazing session today. So today we are going to discuss about careers in the space industry, and I know you guys would be having a lot of myths and stuff related to that. So what I'm going to do is, by the time you guys are writing boom and letting me know that you guys are all active, I'll just present my screen and begin with the session. So let us start with that. Cool. So I hope my screen is visible to all. Just write yes in the chat section and let me know. I believe it is. Cool then. Let's begin. So first of all, thank you so much, Sudan Tech, for inviting me for this wonderful session. And thank you so much, guys, for joining in today to learn something more about this space industry and, trying to escape from that normal rat race, which we usually do, the same jobs which we usually look out for. So let us begin with that. And let us understand what Spaceonova is, first of all. So, guys, Spaceonova is a space education and research based company with a vision to enable literally anyone to be a space technologist. And we aim to establish a space ecosystem where anyone can learn, create, innovate, and impact. And we are not a company with just business, but we are a company with values, and love, cosmic, transformation, innovation are our values. And hence, as we say, that Spaceonova is where limit tends to infinity. And moving on, let us start with one major thing which I always do with all the webinars, because it's quite important if you really want to develop any career in any of the industry, to network with the people. That is the first skill which you should know and you should learn about. So let us begin its practical applications now itself. So very soon, I think Sudan Tech would be just posting the post to a LinkedIn comment, which I'm dedicating it for you guys. What you all need to do is just go on there, go on that post and introduce yourself, that who are you? And then I will tell you what to do with that. So I hope comments are incoming. Cool. Comments are there. So, guys, just go to that particular link and introduce yourself. And the moment you introduce yourself after the session, you guys will get to know who are the people who are quite familiar with you. And, they might be belonging to the same industry, they might be belonging with same interests, right? So, just connect with them and talk to them and see how you can together help each other to be part of the space industry, or whatever industry you guys choose to be in, how you guys can help each other, right? And the best place to do that is LinkedIn, and that's why I have dedicated this post on LinkedIn. And I hope you guys would comment down and network with each other after the session. And once you guys comment, just write yay in the chat section, and I would know that yes, you guys have done that, and then I will move forward with the session. And just introduce yourself, write your name, which course or degree you belong to, and what do you aspire for? Like, what is your dream? Just write these three sentences and write yay in the chat section, and I would know that yes, you guys are done with that, and then we'll move forward, right? So I can see Mr. Dabria has done. Good, Dabria. I'm hoping for more guys to, type in. We'll just give 30 seconds for that. You guys can just introduce yourself. Do not be shy at all. Cool. So I believe we have given enough time and you guys would have done your job. So let us move on with this session, and let us first ask that what is the importance of space exploration, right? Before even trying to pursue a career in that, we should know that what is the importance of space exploration and why do we really need it? And a common answer which we might get is that it satisfies our curiosity. But still, why do we need that? And you know, one thing which we might think of is it might have various applications and etc. But what are those applications? What are those benefits? What are the fundamental benefits of space exploration? So let us explore that together. Space exploration results in innovation, culture, and inspiration, and it gives us a new means to address global challenges. Now, what are these, right? Let us discuss each one of them one by one. So, when we talk about innovation, so there are numerous cases of societal benefits linked to new knowledge and technology from space exploration. It has contributed to various aspects of our everyday life, from solar panels, as you guys can see here, to building exoskeleton to help paralyzed people to walk, and to the implantable heart monitors, as you can see, which are used for astronauts usually, right? So these are just few examples of various applications of space exploration in our day-to-day life. And not only these, there are many others, even even in the having a improved computing systems, in the water purification systems, in GPS, which you guys use in your day-to-day life, right? Because we get that data from the satellite observations itself. So these are some benefits which we derive from space exploration, because space exploration is quite difficult. We try to cater to a very harsh environment out there. We try to work in a very harsh environment. So whatever materials which we build there, the lightweight materials, yet having various qualities to protect from radiation and etc., those materials can also have several applications on Earth. And that is what is one of the fundamental benefits of space exploration. It leads to innovation, and it helps in various other industries too. Now, let us talk about the second benefit, that is culture and inspiration. Now, when we talk about culture and inspiration, guys, the space exploration, it offers a unique and evolving perspective on humanity's place in the universe, which is common to all, right? Everyday space exploration missions fulfills people's curiosity. It caters to the questions like, what is the nature of the universe? Is the destinies of humankind bound to Earth? Are we and our planet unique? Is there life elsewhere? And these questions have a very profound effect on humans' experience, the way we experience our day-to-day life, or the way our culture is affected. Such answers changes our way to think. This is one image which you guys can see, and that dot which you're seeing out there, that is your Earth. That is a place where we are living, and that is a place where all our drama and insignificant stuff, which we feel are significant, just dissolves in when we really see it through a different perspective. So these questions help us in building our culture and giving us a various a totally different perspective to experience our life. The next part is inspiration. So when I talk about inspiration, you guys might think like, how does space exploration really inspires people? So guys, the very fact that you guys, even if you feel that you do not belong to the space industry, you guys are coming and listening to this presentation is the best example of that. And let me show you some data to prove my points, right? So this is a graph which shows that how many number of students actually completed their higher studies, and how many just did not. And it is compared based on the years from 1958 till around 1978. So as you guys can see, during the years of 1958, the number of students who were completing their PhDs, these were quite less. But the moment Apollo program started in May 1961, more and more people got inspired through such missions. And the number of students who were earning their PhDs, it started increasing, and by the time Apollo 17 came, it was at peak. And when this program was quite over, like, we weren't having the so many exciting missions and stuff like that, it again started to decrease and got saturated. But as you guys can see, still there is an overall increase in the number of students earning their PhDs, right? And you guys would have observed, even in India, when Chandrayaan 2 mission was initiated, and ISRO was communicating all about its data, its life status, and everything. We were so inspired that maybe one day we could be a part of such missions, right? And then it inspires students to actually earn their PhDs. It inspires students to enter into the STEM education, complete their engineering, and all the medicals or anything which is related to or concerning that sort of particular missions. So this is an example of how we get inspired. And not only that, the third and another most important benefit is that it paves new means to address the global challenges. And how is that? So, let me present it to you guys. The best example is our International Space Station. So, International Space Station, contrary to some people's belief that it is built by one nation, it is not. It is built by several nations who have collaborated together, right? And these international cooperations, on the ISS, it builds trust among nations. And more than just a technical achievement, it is also an achievement of policymakers. And when we collaborate on such missions, and when different countries, even if they kind of have a cold war, sort of like the America and Russia, it they gain more trust over each other after collaborating on such missions, and it paves way for them to also initiate other also work on other global challenges which might not be related to the space industry, but because they got more mutual understanding due to such missions, they tend to also collaborate on other challenges also. So these are some of the examples of the fundamental benefits of space exploration. Now, if I try to list down all the direct and indirect benefits, so talking about direct benefits, people are inspired. Scientific knowledge is generated because we write research papers before any missions, right? We have to do a proper research on that. National technical competence is improved. So you guys would have heard that ISRO is known for the fact that they are very cost effective, and such sort of competence is developed in a nation. Some nation could be very much competitive in terms of producing technology. Some nation like us could be expert in sending missions at a very cheaper cost, and etc. And these hold a certain national importance, right? Innovation is transferred to new applications. So whatever innovation which we do, as I mentioned earlier, suppose we are making a material like alloys of material like aerogel. So these are materials which are quite lightweight, yet they have a great characteristics of protecting us from radiations. And such materials, they are not only then used in space exploration missions, but once we innovate, we try to expand its applications to various other fields also where we can use it. And capacity and productivity of working in space are enhanced. International space exploration partnerships are strengthened, which I already discussed about in the global challenges. And also employment is generated, right? So basically a market for space products and services are created. These are some of the direct benefits. And also say hi to your astronaut there. And coming to the indirect benefits, which I was talking, like the culture and inspiration, right? So human experience is expanded, understanding of humankind's place in the universe is enhanced. The safety and security, the technology we use for that is more developed. There are various environmental benefits. Now you guys might think, Shivam, how is space having various environmental benefits? Because people have this belief, if you're working for space industry, there would be a lot of pollution or some sort of harm and etc. Guys, the various satellites which we used for Earth observation, yeah, they have a various applications in the agricultural industry, and I will talk about such applications more. But yeah, it is due to your satellites that we are able to understand various climatic changes. We are able to uh, a little bit itself, but predict what is going to be the course of the cyclones and etc. It has various indirect benefits in health, and also it helps in the economic prosperity of a nation. Now, let us talk about what are the various types of space companies out there. So, giving example of India, it can be usually divided into three parts: the satellite sector startups, the startups which are into space education and research, and the startups which are into launch vehicles. Right now, you might think, okay, Shivam, I have heard of a lot of various type of space companies. So why have you only mentioned three? So, guys, these are the type of companies which I have mentioned here. These can have applications in various industries. So, for example, if we talk about satellite sector, you can launch these satellites for various reasons. It could be for providing internet to remote places, catering to the internet of remote things, right? It could be for defense purposes. It could be for agricultural industry. It could be for entertainment industry. There are various examples, right? And this picture, which you can see, this is one of the Spaceonova session in the India what they call it. So that is one example for space education and research startups is Spaceonova itself. For the launch vehicle companies, if you see, these are the guys who actually launch these payloads and satellites to space, right? So you could be a company making satellites, but for launching it, you need a vehicle, right? A launch vehicle. And then there are companies who launch various different types of payloads to space. Now, let us understand about the industry itself, that what applications does these sort of companies have in various industry, right? And also let us try to understand the various market shares, the economy, and etc. So diving into the industry, this is one study which was based in one of the space studies program of ISU. So this diagram shows the market share of different segments, and as you guys can see that there are various different industries involved. So there are satellite communications, there are satellite radio, there are earth observation satellites, there are industry for the ground stations and equipments. They all belong to the space industry, right? They all have a purpose related to any of these three, but the applications could be different. The companies who are contributing, it could be different. So there could be companies who are not directly making the satellites, but they might be making softwares which would be useful for these satellite companies, right? They might be making personalized and customized solutions, tech solutions for such companies. So they do belong to the same sector, but can have different industrial purpose, right? And to give an example over that, so for example, your product or service is based on satellite communication, right? And it has evolved from the technology of advanced manufacturing. Now, this satellite communication have several applications, like the communication itself, like as I mentioned about internet of remote things, or it could be for medical care, or it could be even for entertainment and etc. If you use an earth observation satellite, it could be for catering to the food part of your services. It could be even for defense purposes, and there are several examples. And the technologies which you're developing, it might not be directly related to the, it might not to the space industry as conventional ideas suggest. But if you really see, pick up any of the industries, pick up any of the technology, and just add the word space to it, there is a very high probability, almost 99%, that such field or applications exist out there, right? You take robotics, put space into that, space robotics, it does exist. You take for example, informatics, add space to it, space informatics or astroinformatics as we call it, it does exist, right? You take chemistry, there is a field called astrochemistry. You take botany, there is a field called as astrobotany, and astrobiology is also there in general. So you take any sort of field, any sort of technology, add space to it, and there's a high probability that it does has an application out there, right? So this is quite an example of a systematic idea, which you can use to identify the various market opportunities out there. Now, let us move on to the part that, you know, what about the jobs? Because we wanted to talk about careers, right? So you might have the question, okay, Shivam, we kind of understood the benefits of space exploration, but what about our, career? What about the general, in living which we want to develop? Does space even have that much amount of money? Can we really make money in space? Can we really commercialize it? So, there was a line given by the CEO of Astra. He mentioned that the next billionaire will be made in space. And other, tycoons, the, entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, and other such people, even Jeff Bezos, they all are entering into the space industry. So there might be a reason for that, right? And, you know the industries, if I talk about the various industries, to give an example, space tourism is there are space entertainment, there are fields like, you know for example, even for the lawyers. And to give an example, like, what all backgrounds of people can be in the space industry and can contribute to it. So let me move forward with that. So the job opportunities which you have are that you can either be a scientist, you can be an engineer, you can be an entrepreneur, you could be a technician, or belonging to the media and communications like the public relations or the photography and directors, or you could be a lawyer and still contribute to the space industry. To give an example of each one of these, if I talk about scientists, we need people to, conduct independent research. We need people to do research on various stuff. So we need astronomers, we need astrobiologists, we need astrophysicists, we need people from aerospace and robotics to actually write research papers, to actually conduct various sort of experiments, right? So scientists is one sort of job profile which you can look out for. Then there we have engineers. So engineers like mechanical engineers, computer science engineers, electronic and electrical engineers, they all have a role to play in the field of space industry. We need people in business also, so the entrepreneurs who actually, challenge the status quo and go out to create something which usually the government might not even think of, right? So you, as I already mentioned, you take the example of Elon Musk. He's trying to, make a civilization on Mars. He's trying to send people to Mars, and that's quite a challenging task. But he's fully determined to do that. We have people like Richard Branson, who is opening the way for space tourism, and there are several more examples like that in India too. So we need people, who are entrepreneurs. We need people who are technicians. So if you think about technicians, what sort of technicians we might need? We might need people who are aerospace engineers, technicians in the field of aerospace engineering. We need people who can manage the operations. We need technicians in the field of avionics, and we need people in the, the space science technicians, the life sciences, and etc. And when we talk about media and communications, as I already mentioned, we need directors and photographers, we need public relations people, and all that stuff. And also, while we are exploring space and going into space and talking about all that stuff, we need people who can make laws. And space law is actually a field out there which you can look out for if you guys are interested in law and policy making. And we need, various policies to regulate such international activities, the space activities, and hence we need lawyers. So these are the various job profiles which you guys can look out for. And you might ask, okay, Shivam, that's quite good, but what about the annual wage? What is the annual salary of people? So according to a study conducted by BLS, the median annual wage for any of these job profiles, right, it is either equal to or higher than 36,200 US dollars, which is like around, I think so, 27 lakhs INRs per year, which is quite good, I think so, to start with. And obviously, it might vary from place to place. There would be various places where you might not have that much salary to start with, but it will definitely increase. But yeah, this is the median annual wage if we talk about in general globally, for the space industry, people in the space industry. And obviously, if you talk about the highest package and stuff, it can go till infinity, especially if you're into stuff like space tourism. And moving forward, let us, you know, ask ourselves, how can we enter into the space industry, right? How we can make the most out of it. So talking about that, these are the several steps which I have listed down through which you can kickstart your journey into space. So let me start with networking. Now there is a line always, which we always use, that is, your network is your net worth. So if you really want to excel in literally any industry, not just the space industry, but for space industry, obviously it is very essential. That is, you need to network with people. And that is the very reason I, made you guys practice to post on that comment and network with people who have commented on that after the session, because LinkedIn is a great platform to network with professionals and enthusiasts out there, because these are the network, which are going to connect you with the concerned people, connect you with the, HRs in various companies, or give you the opportunities to actually excel in your career. So networking is the first thing. Talk to people, network with people, and LinkedIn is the one place from where you can start with. Next is conduct independent research. So many people have this myth that, to write research papers you need to, be in your college, you need to complete your masters or PhD. But guys, that's not the case. You can write your independent research papers also. And in reality, if we talk about Spaceonova, actually mentors people to write independent research papers. So I will talk about that more later. But yeah, writing independent research paper can increase your credibility, and it can give you a chance to attend international conferences. So there are various conferences out there, like International Astronautical Congress, Space Generation Congress, where people and, experts, even the astronauts, everyone, like all the, you could say, big shots in the space industry from all over the globe, the students to professionals to literally almost all the people who are quite passionate about space, they come to one place. And even this year, in around October 25, International Astronautical Congress is going to be held in Dubai. It will start from October 25th, and that is a very, very, great place and awesome place to network with people. And it's a place where I could say that, it's a place of infinite opportunities, right? It is full of opportunities. You get to meet people who, usually in normal days you might even think that, to meet them it's just a dream, or you will have to struggle a lot to meet such people. And in such conferences you can easily meet them. Even Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they quite frequently visit such conferences. So that is one way to gain more opportunities. Make sure that you guys are attending such international conferences. To upskill yourself, go for various training programs. Not, you need not choose only Spaceonova, but anywhere, right? Find such training programs which can help you upskill yourself, and also how you can use your current expertise in the field of space, right? Think about that. Even if you are a programmer, so for there are a lot of applications of programming in space, and Spaceonova even offer courses like Python with space applications for that very purpose, to make people aware about how they can use their programming skills into the space industry. So attend such training programs, go and, do some internships, gain experience that will increase your credibility, and you will also get an opportunity to apply your skills, real time, on get some hands-on experience. Go on to attend some space themed competitions. So, there are a lot of competitions out there related to, space. So there are competitions by NASA, like the NASA Space Earth Challenge. Even Spaceonova initiated India's first ever space science challenge this year itself. It's currently over, and it will come back, the next year. But look out for such competitions on internet and participate in them. It will give you a lot of experience, and it will increase your technical, capabilities, and also, if you win out there, you might even get a chance to get incubated, or if you're thinking to, make a startup or create a product or service. So search for such space themed competitions. Try to learn a foreign language, because obviously you might be knowing how to speak English, but also try to learn languages which can help you, work in that particular country, or connect with people more easily. from belonging to that particular country who holds such expertise in the field of space sciences. So these are some of the you could say tips which I have for you guys, that these are the ways through which you can kickstart your journey into the space industry. And if you're worried about how you all can do that, well, as as Spaceonova start करने के बाद you guys can definitely contact us or contact Sudan Tech to know about such programs. Spaceonova offers all such programs currently to help you guys to kickstart your journey in the field of space industry. And you can always do it yourself also. You can use LinkedIn for networking purpose. You can conduct your own independent research papers by understanding the research methodologies. Try to attend international conferences. As I named, there are ISC, SGC conferences out there. Try to look out for training programs on the internet or through any other company also. Go for internships, go for space themed competitions in the field of like rocketry or satellites, or rover challenges. NASA Space Apps Challenge is one such big competition. So there are a lot of challenges out there. Go for them. Learn foreign languages like Spanish, German, etc. Right. So these were some of the ways through which you can kickstart your journey into the space, and go for it. And there is one more important skill apart from all this which you need to sustain in the space industry. Can you guys guess what would it be? You can write your guesses in the comment section. I will give you guys around 5 seconds maybe. Cool. So you guys can continue to write it in the comment section. And that one skill is your mindset, right? You need to be solution oriented. And it is very, very important that if you want to succeed in the field of space sciences, you need to be solution oriented, because, space is harsh, right? And there would be a lot of challenges. It would be exciting, obviously, but you need to be solution oriented all the time, because you cannot just self criticize yourself and go through such stuff. So being solution oriented is very much important, and for that very reason I would like to share a quote with you guys by Terence McKenna. And here it goes, just listen to it carefully. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and the nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under, it will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all the teachers and philosophers who really counted, who really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done, by hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed. So, guys, if you try to understand this quote, Terence McKenna is actually sharing that you just make the commitment that this is what you want to do, this is what you want to achieve, no matter how ambitious it might look or how impossible it might look, and then leave it to the cosmos. Just go on that path, because once you do that, nature will not put you under a lot of pressure or stuff, but it will actually help you to emerge as a person, emerge as a better version of yourself. And guys, it might sound like a philosophy, but trust me, I have experienced that myself, and hence I'm sharing it to you guys. There was a time when I felt talking to people and scientists from ISRO and NASA is like almost impossible for me, especially when I was in college. But today is a time where people from ISRO and NASA, they approach me themselves, and I have a lot of conversation with these guys on a day-to-day basis. So it might look impossible to you now, but just make the commitment, it would be possible one day, right? So with that, I would like to end my session today, and thank you so much guys for tuning in. For any queries and concerns related to space sciences, just reach out to us at spaceonova.com/discord. We'll be sending that link to you guys, and stay tuned to us as we create a space ecosystem where limit tends to infinity. And I'm now open for all the queries and concerns which you guys might want to ask, and we can cater to that now. So I think we are getting a lot of questions in the comments. So I'll just pick them one by one for you guys. Um, my study is asking, I want to join space industry as CFD engineer or propulsion engineer. How I can go on to this? So I'm guessing your name isn't my study, but let me call you that. So my study, as I mentioned, this is a general procedure for any field which you want to enter in. Start networking with such people. In LinkedIn, try to find people who are experts in such fields and working in the space industry. Try to connect with various HRs who can get you an interview in such companies, right? Or try to look out for internships. So there are various ways. One way which I can tell you is first try to look out for such training programs and upskilling yourselves. After upskilling, go for internships in maybe the same company itself. And after going through a proper internship, you guys can go on to write independent research papers based on the experience and the knowledge which you have gained. And based on such research papers, attend international conferences where you'll get more and more opportunities. And once you are into that, it is like endless. It is a chain. Once you start attending conferences and such competitions and etc., there's no ending. You will know what to do after that. So I think this would be the path which I would suggest. Start with upskilling yourself, doing internships, uh, going to various maybe competitions, write independent research papers, and then go on to attend international conferences. So I think that would be the best way to start with, and for all that you need to start networking. So do not forget to network with people.
What can one do after BTech in aeronautical engineering? How is the future of space research in India?
Okay, so if we talk about, I can divide this question into two parts, like the future of space industry in India and what you can do after a BTech. So, like not just in a BTech in any particular engineering like aerospace or anything, but if we talk about literally any particular engineering, the best thing which you can do is look out for placements, right? Look out for placements in the space companies. So there are a lot of private space companies out there. Either you can start with an internship, as I already mentioned, or you can look out for placements in them. And would be the best way for you to enter into that. Write emails to, the CEOs of the company, the HRs of the company, or the people who are the decision makers, right? Write a proper statement of purpose and send in your LinkedIn link and the resume to them, and ask them that can you get a chance to work in that particular department of their company. And be precise, guys. Like, do not send emails ki here there I want an interview, can I get, you will never even get a reply, right? Make sure that your email is precise, you have done your research about the company beforehand, and then request an interview for that. And there is a high chance that you will get a reply if you have a good profile and if you have approached in the right manner. And talking about future of the space industry, so after establishment of InSpace, through which we would be able to take the support and help of ISRO in building our facilities and carrying out the space activities. So it's quite accelerated, I would say, right now compared to the previous years. And I would say 5 years down the lane, space is going to be a very common job profile out there currently. Just like we all just talk about being an engineer or a medical student, I think thinking about space would be quite common, because everyone want to be an astronaut, right? Like most of the children, they think that I want to go to space, or I want to be an astronomer and during their childhood days, but they end up doing something else, because either they lose the curiosity due to the current educational system we have, or they do not get that exposure. And for that very reason, companies like Spaceonova are out there for helping children to pursue careers in that. And 5 years is down the lane, I believe it will be quite common and easy to get into the space industry. So yeah, that's my view on that. I think, is there any more questions right here? I think your voice is not audible.
Okay, how can someone from outside from the management field enter the space industry?
Yeah, so as I already mentioned, and I showed you in the slide, so I will just go back to that. We need people in media and communications. We need people who are entrepreneurs who have business mindset because we need to commercialize the
Can you hear
industry,
me
right?
now?
Yes, we can. So, if we are not able to commercialize our products and services, it won't be of any use. And as I said, that even if you talk about, for example, take the example of SpaceX, right? Because that's quite commonly known. Elon Musk, he does focus on the designing and the technical part, but he does have an operations officer who looks out for marketing, who looks out for managing the people. And even there is a job profile known as systems engineering, if you guys might be aware of it. So a systems engineer is kind of a mix of both technical and management part. His main thing is to manage the stuff, but he or she also has that a little bit technical knowledge of all the departments, so that they can help in mission planning and look at the big picture and how the whole mission is turning out. So obviously, management has a very great role to play. Even at Spaceonova, the various research and development activities which we carry out. So we do have technical people, but our operations officer, he is from the management and marketing side. And without him, I don't think we would be able to carry out our activities efficiently. Ananya, your voice. I think what you can do is you can just post the questions in the comments and I will read out for you. It's fine.
Okay, what is the actual career path of an astronomer?
Okay, so actual career path of an astronomer. If we talk about that, so if you really want to be a proper astronomer and enter into
Okay,
the
can you hear
job
me?
profile
Can
of
you
being a
try
scientist.
now?
Okay, Arena, I think there is a lag here. So I heard your question. I will be answering it now. So talking about how you could be an astronomer, I think it would be very much necessary for you guys to complete your bachelor's degree at least. Though degrees are not that important these days, but they can actually help you and collaborating with the professors who actually have that particular knowledge. So uh, try to look out for degrees in either physics honors or BS in astronomy and astrophysics if you're going outside India to study that. So in India, if I talk about, there are courses like BSc Honors Physics offered by University of Delhi. So you can look out for such courses who actually help you in developing your physics knowledge, and not just physics, even for like University of Delhi physics honors courses. And in their third year, they teach you about astronomy and astrophysics. The whole year is focused on that. And the same thing is with the other foreign degrees also. Just the name is different. In India, we are just calling it as BSc Honors Physics, and there we are calling it as BS Astronomy and Astrophysics. But the syllabus is almost same, right? So do not worry about the name of the degree. Look out for that. And once you complete your basic bachelor's degree, from there you guys can go on to conduct various research activities and get some apprenticeships in some companies, right? So there are various ways out from there. You can be an you know a telescope handler, basically a technical director, or you can also run your own observatory or be a part of an observatory, right? You could also go on to be a theoretical astrophysicist. So there are several ways like that. And what I would suggest is, like, do come to spaceonova.com/discord, and if there is a proper personalized suggestion or career suggestion you need, we can give you that. But a general one is complete your bachelor's degree in either physics or astronomy and astrophysics, write your research papers, go for apprenticeships, and try to look out for opportunities in observatories, right? Because that is where most of the work experience you can get into the field of astronomy. Also, look out for citizen science projects So, for example, Spaceonova, in collaboration with IAC, we conduct National Spaceonova Asteroid Search Campaign, where we teach people how to discover their own asteroids. And even myself, I currently have 44 preliminary discoveries of asteroids and two provisional discoveries of asteroids, right? So, these would be a great way for you to move forward with. Okay, so there is another question that space science involves huge investment. How did you handle it? So, guys, yes, you are right. It does take a lot of investment, but to start with, you could be as innovative as possible. So, like Spaceonova, we did not directly start with building a product or working on the R&D. We started with our education stuff, and for space education, that is like one lateral of us. You really do not need some heavy equipments, right? You need some kits to be developed and stuff like that. But yes, you can start with even a small amount of money. You can collaborate with people who might be having that tech for that, right? And to be precise, we started with just 3,000 INR, and from there we bootstrapped ourselves. Whatever the profit which we got through selling our services, we reinvested it in the company, and then we bought our assets, and slowly we took it to the level which we are at now. And for companies who need investments from the very beginning itself, what they can do is try to invest your own money or from the friends and try to build a prototype first, and very do a technological demonstration, verify your concepts and the principles. When your prototype is ready, you can then pitch that in front of the investors and get investments to move forward with that design and actually make it a reality. So that would be one way. Okay. Another question which I'm getting here is, what are the most important mathematical skills that one should acquire and master to be confident as an astrophysicist? Okay. So I can get, from where this question is coming from, because usually people, they take, higher studies, they pursue higher studies in the field of physics because they have the love for the nature, but they end up studying mathematics more because they, realize that it's more of mathematics which we require rather than just the conceptual stuff. And to ask about what are the important mathematical skills, so there are a lot, but I would say that even the basic engineering mathematics, like the calculus, right? The integrals and the differentiations which you learn in calculus, then algebra, trigonometry. These are, some basic skills which I would say you need to master and are quite important. And yeah, out of all that, calculus is very, very important. Like, you should know how to deal with calculus. You should know how to deal with various sort of special series, right? Like Maclaurin series, and then you have others also, I forgot the name, right? So these are the series which are quite important, so you should know how to deal with that, and these would be quite important. And how to be confident on that? Well, practice mathematics. You will get it with more and more practice. With time, the more you uh, practice it on a daily basis, the more comfortable you will be with that. So the next question is, stargazing possible without a telescope? If not, is there a good telescope available at an affordable price for a student? So guys, there are companies and ways right now to, which provides a way to stargaze without a telescope. Now, you might think, Sham, how can we, do stargazing without a telescope? So to be precise, you do need an observatory or a telescope for stargazing and observing, taking deep space images. But you need not buy one of your own. So there are companies out there like SLU. What they do is they have their observatory, situated in particular places, and they have a robotic system involved in that, like an automated system, and people can then take their services to, demand that this is the part of the sky which I want to observe through your telescope and observatory, and based on that, they point their observatory or the telescopes in that particular direction, and they're able to observe. So if we answer, do we need a telescope for stargazing? Yes, we do need, but you need not to have one of your own. You can use such services from various companies to do stargazing and conduct your astronomical activities. Cool. So, is there any other questions?
If someone is interested in outer space, specifically about planets and black holes, what is their best career option?
Okay, so if you talk about like outer space in terms of like black holes and stuff, so I'm guessing that you want to be more of a theoretical physicist, like the astrophysicist, right? And the career option would be obviously to go for an astronomy or astrophysics career. So as I previously mentioned, like look out for physics honors courses in India, or if you're going outside, then BS astronomy and astrophysics, right? And through that, try to get opportunities to work in observatories. Observatories are very important because they can give you a hands-on experience to discover planets, asteroids, take deep space images, right? So once you get a chance to work in an observatory, and also then you can go on to write a research paper on that. That would be a very good start. And yeah, that's the common way for anyone interested in that field. And after that, how it goes, that would be quite easy. Like, you can go on to attend conferences. You will get the opportunities coming from various people. Also, what you can do is you can write emails and try to message people on LinkedIn who are there in that field. So you can find various cosmologists, astrophysicists, or people who are doing research in exoplanets. Try to go on and DM them and ask that, can I get a chance to work under you as a research assistant and stuff like that. And there would be a good chance that you can, if you have a good interest and good profile.
So I think most of the queries have been answered by you, and we can wind up the session if you're fine.
Definitely. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, once again for inviting me today, and thank you so much, all the audience who has listened to me and bear with me all along. So I hope that you guys would be able to kickstart your journey into the space industry. And yeah, take care.
So thank you so much, Mr. Shivam, for being here today and sharing your valuable knowledge in a very fun and effective way. I'm sure whatever queries you have answered have helped them to come one step closer to becoming something or having a job opportunity in this space industries. And also to thank all the audience who are super interactive and supportive. Thank you so much for being here today. If you have liked this workshop, please share your feedback with us. The feedback form will be given in the chat box. Also, to be notified about the upcoming workshops and webinars just like this, follow us on our social media handles. Thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead.